Be strong.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to another episode of Wealthy Choices. He is Steve and I'm Tyler. We have an exciting little segment coming here for you guys. We're going to do this in a few videos. This is about the Regional Opportunities Investment Tax Credit.
Yes.
And Steve, what is this credit about? Let's give a little bit of information on this one.
Right. So, first of all, this was really hard to find. And a big shout out to Mr. Ferris, who brought this to our attention. It's crazy that you're not finding this in other places. Because at the end of the day, this has the potential to provide people with up to $270,000.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot. It's over $250,000.
How much was it, Steve?
$270,000
Oh, my Lord.
potentially. Now, the truth is that most people aren't going to get the maximum amount.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But it is possible to get that amount if you have the proper setup and the proper conditions occur. You could definitely get $270,000. Spread out over a couple of years. It's not one check.
Okay.
It's definitely spread out over a few years.
So Steve, breaking this down in a little bit of a summary, what is the credit?
The concept of the credit is that it's supposed to drive economic growth and job creation in designated regions of Ontario.
Okay.
So this is definitely specific to the province of Ontario. You can't get this anywhere else in Canada.
Okay.
Right?
Good to know.
And the credit was originally a 10% refundable tax credit.
I think that's the one I found the other day. I found that exact one. Okay.
Right.
So good to know.
It's been juiced up to 20%.
Wow. That's significant, right?
Well, it's double.
Yeah.
Right? Right? So, it's to help address regional disparities by bringing together opportunities and prosperities to businesses and workers and families in the designated communities.
Okay.
Can you tell I read that right off the website?
No.
All right. And it's to help attract investment, boost growth, and create jobs by supporting businesses, including those that are recovering from COVID-19.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's not a COVID program per se, right? It's not tied to any metrics that have to do with COVID.
Sure.
But it was introduced, it was juiced up.
Juiced up.
Right?
I like that.
Right? It was juiced up during March of 2021. They're calling it a temporary enhancement of the program. So basically investments made after March 24th, 2021, and that are available for use before December 31st, 2022, qualify.
Okay.
So that's a long investment period.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Almost 2 full years.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So we've got another year, and as we're filming this, another year and 3 months that it qualifies for.
Okay.
That you're able to continue to make investments. So you may have already made an investment that qualifies, or you certainly have the ability to make that investment over the next year and 3 months and qualify for this tax credit.
So Steve, you said this was a refundable tax credit. What does that mean?
That's a great question, Tyler, because there's a difference between a refundable tax credit and a non-refundable tax credit. And the government doesn't necessarily make this easy to understand.
Of course not.
Right? Here's the nuts and bolts of it. A refundable tax credit means that in this particular circumstance, you don't even have to owe any income tax to get back. You could owe zero income tax, and they're going to send you this check anyways.
Well, I'd be damned.
Right? So it's not going to just if you owe tax, it would lower the tax that you owe.
Sure. Yep.
But even if you don't owe tax, they're sending you a check.
Right on.
That's what a refundable tax credit is.
Okay, cool.
As opposed to a non-refundable tax credit, for those who want to know that, a non-refundable tax credit will only lower your tax liability to a maximum of zero. You can't actually create a refund by having a non-refundable tax credit.
Interesting.
Right. That's the difference there. So again, huge. You could have no tax liability to the government and have them sending you a check through this tax credit.
Awesome.
That's a little bit about what the credit is.
Next week we'll be doing who qualifies for this tax credit. So stay tuned for our next video on that one.
Strong.